Should you daily a retro mod? It's not as simple as you might think, but before we get into that,
If you would like to see more of this type of content, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell down below. It'll really help us out as we continue to grow. And if you look up here, still no one that watches my video to subscribe, do me a favor and hit the button down below. Now back to the content.
this is actually the second place I've tried filming this. The first place I just kept on having too many people come up and ask me to take photos. I figured this was a little bit more secluded. There's some people, but I don't think anyone will come up to me. Today, I'm just going to take this thing on a few errands, see if it could be my daily, and then try a few other things people might want to know about. First thing you need to know about driving a retro-modded truck, chances are you're probably going to have to sit for a minute so you can fill up the airbags. That should be about good at this point. Today's going to be just a simple day of driving and doing errands. I have to run to UPS, I have to meet my mom for lunch, and yeah, we'll just see if this would be a good daily. I had to go back to my house because I left my SD card for my GoPro in my room. And my computer, actually, from the last video I filmed. That's awkward. Another thing that's interesting about driving a retro mod, funny because it happened right when I said it. Another thing that's interesting about driving around in a retro mod is that people always stop and ask you to take photos, ask you what it is, ask you to talk about it. It's not a car where you can just go in somewhere, stop, and not get looks or not get people coming up to you and talking. If you wanted a car that you can just go about your daily life, never talk to anyone, this is not that car. Another thing that some people may not like that doesn't bother me personally is it's not really a quiet ride. I mean, as you're driving around, it gets pretty loud. I'm just going idling speeds right now, so it's not really as loud as it is, but you'll hear it in a minute. But yeah, on our way to complete our first errand, which is actually going to be the UPS store, and then I will meet with my mom. I gotta go to Publix to get dinner, and yeah, we'll see how the day goes. One thing it does have, this one specifically, is some get up. Man, it's fun to drive. But yeah, driving around, there is a decent amount of road noise, wind noise. It's not the most quiet experience, but hey, it is a vehicle from 70 years ago, so can you really complain? Another slight issue that we can have sometimes in this truck is that the speedometer is not accurate. The other day we were driving home, I was going about, the highest I hit according to the speedometer was around 47. My dad following me said that I was going 60, I think pace at 67. So we're about 10 miles an hour off. That's 20 miles an hour off. Wow, we gotta get that fixed. So we are pulling up to the UPS store. Gotta go inside, do an Amazon return, and ship something out for my parents. And then I will be going to meet my dad and then I will be going to meet my mom for lunch soon. I think one of the most fun things you can do in these trucks is right when you park, just reach down here and lower it right to the ground. It's always fun to see people's reactions to that. And one last thing you always got to make sure to do, you have to make sure you reach over here and that this is locked. There's no keyhole on the outside for that like there is on the driver door. Now that we're locked, we can go inside. Yep. So I just finished up at UPS, hopping into the truck. I'm going to be handheld from now on because my suction cup mount is no more. Heat really got to it. So I'm going to meet my mom for lunch now. So far, in terms of just driving around town, it's been fun. But if you've ever driven a car on bags before, you know that it can get a little rough. But it's not the end of the world. You can get used to it pretty fast. One absolutely fantastic thing about this truck is it has been fitted with AC. So even though it's a hot Florida day outside, I'm still mostly comfortable inside this truck. Visibility out of this truck is overall not that bad. There is no mirror on the right side, so you just kind of have to trust what you can see out of the back window. Then again, we do have a mirror right there. It's not perfect, but you can see most everything. And then that mirror up top. Just made it to the lunch spot with my mom. One thing a lot of people may find annoying that I actually just love doing is having to, I mean not having to, but I mean if you own a bagged car, you know, having to just slam it to the ground every time you get anywhere. Just the sound so satisfying, makes it look so much better outside of the car. Alright, time for lunch. Lunch ended up being great. About to just drive around a little bit and then head to Publix and head on home. Test a few more things out. With rising fuel costs, luckily I don't need to stop at the gas station right now. But this thing only takes premium, so it's not the most economical driving every day. One thing you have to realize is that in a lot of retro mods, people like to put the gas tank all the way towards the back and the back wheel, especially in a truck. So you just have to remember where it is in your car. It's not in the factory location right there, it's back here. So for me, like, I would have to remember to pull all the way up so that the pump can reach. Alright, I'm here at my last stop today at Publix. Gonna go get some groceries. Overall, I think this day has been pretty good. I think I proved that you can use it as a daily in certain circumstances. But when I get home, I'm going to test out a few more things. Alright, I got the groceries I need for the week. I got the truck. Now it's time to see if I can fit it all in the passenger seat. Well, wasn't as hard as I thought. It all fits pretty well. I don't know if I would be able to have someone with me if I was doing a grocery run next time. But this, honestly, there's more space in this front seat than I thought. I made it home. In general, it wouldn't be the best daily ever, but you can get a lot of stuff done with it.
It rides good enough. You're able to take it wherever you want. One slight issue, which I'm about to show off, is the bed is not super deep, so you're not able to carry a lot of stuff in the back. And that's because with it being able to drop to the floor like this, you need space for everything to come up, and that space just eats up the bed. For example, this is a standard cooler. It rides pretty high above. Again, it's doable. It would probably be better if it was at the front. In a pinch, or if you don't need to do a lot of things in your day-to-day life, you could have something like this as a daily. Now, it's probably not the best daily. You might be better off with something like this, but it's still really fun to drive around, really fun to get all the looks and to talk to people that come up to you. And overall, it does drive great. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you guys found it informative. If you did, please consider subscribing and liking the video. Tell me what you thought down in the comments. I'll see you guys next time.